June 5, 2020, 5 a.m. in Hanahan, South Carolina. The calm of early morning was shattered by a single call. On the line was 37-year-old Matthew Speck. His voice trembled, heavy with panic, as he claimed 2 intruders had broken into his home in the upscale Eagle Landing neighborhood. According to him, both he and his wife had been attacked while they slept, and he was badly hurt. Patrol units arrived to a scene that seemed almost ordinary. The sun had yet to rise, casting the streets and homes in shadow. Officers secured the perimeter. Doors were locked, windows intact. Nothing suggested a violent intrusion. Inside, the house appeared untouched, orderly, except for one room. Upstairs, a bedroom revealed the tragedy Matthew had described. On the bed lay 33-year-old Caitlin Speck, unresponsive. At the foot of the bed, on the rug where she often rested, the family's golden Labrador, Bailey May, was gone. Matthew greeted officers with blood on his clothes, cuts on his arms and stomach. He insisted the injuries came from a struggle with the alleged intruders, who fled just moments before the sirens. Yet as investigators combed through the home, inconsistencies emerged. Wallets, jewelry, and electronics remained untouched. Drawers had not been rifled through. There was no sign of a frantic search for valuables. The only disruption appeared in the bedroom where Caitlin had died. It was neat elsewhere, leaving authorities puzzled. To understand the events that morning, it was necessary to look back 12 years to 2008. Caitlin Conran, born August 18, 1986, met Matthew Speck at a community event. She worked from home as a designer, enjoying the freedom her career offered. She and Matthew built a life together in Hanahan, purchasing property, investing in home improvement, and maintaining an image of domestic stability. Her golden Labrador, Bailey May, was a constant companion, a presence woven into the fabric of her everyday life. Those who knew the couple described their life as steady, even idyllic. Caitlin immersed herself in home renovation projects, planning interior designs and selecting materials with care. Friends noted her love for the peaceful rhythms of suburban life and the independence of working from home. Yet behind this serene facade, there was a troubling shift. In the years leading up to 2020, Caitlin confided that Matthew had grown emotionally distant. He spent more time away from home and became cold during conversations. Despite this, she remained invested in their shared life, her home, and daily routines, never seeking separation or a new residence. The house, her sanctuary, had become the stage for a plan that would unravel her life. Forensic teams at the Speck home focused on the mechanics of the alleged intrusion, but signs contradicted Matthew's account. Every door and window was locked. Frames were intact. There was no evidence of lockpicking or forced entry. To stage a home invasion, someone would have had to relock the deadbolt and internal latch from the inside, an impossible feat for outsiders. Inside, the scene was orderly. Caitlin's wallet, cash, and credit cards remained on a side table. Electronics and laptops were untouched. No drawers were opened. Floors were spotless, hallways undisturbed. The chaos one might expect from a violent confrontation was entirely absent. Only the bedroom where Caitlin and Bailey May were found showed disruption. Matthew claimed 2 men had burst in, shot at him, and fled. But forensic evidence told a different story. Blood patterns on his clothes suggested the wounds were self-inflicted. Cuts were shallow and neatly angled, not the chaotic lacerations typical of a struggle. There were no defensive wounds, no deep gashes on his palms or hands. Blood stains showed he had been mostly stationary, standing still, as if the scene had been carefully orchestrated. His story shifted repeatedly. He could not keep the description of the intruders consistent. Medical reports confirmed his injuries were minor, requiring no advanced care. Yet the wounds appeared deliberate, almost surgical. The contrast between Matthew's account and the scene was stark. The home was orderly, and only Caitlin and the dog were casualties. Bailey May's death became a crucial clue. Ballistics revealed the dog had been shot with the same weapon that killed Caitlin, fired at close range. She had never seen a threat coming, lying in her usual spot by the bed. Neighbors confirmed May was vocal around strangers. Yet on that morning, she remained silent until the gunshots. This indicated the shooter was someone familiar, someone she did not perceive as a threat until it was too late. A random break-in did not explain why robbers would waste bullets on a pet. Yet within a staged scene, it made chilling sense. The dog had to be neutralized to maintain control and silence. Digital evidence soon exposed the calculated nature of the crime. Matthew's personal devices, his phone and laptop, revealed a disturbing pattern. In the days before the shooting, he had conducted extensive searches on toxicology, criminal scene staging, and related topics. Screenshots of neighborhood maps, potential exit routes, and staged crime scene discussions showed methodical planning. The timing of these searches, late at night while Caitlin slept in the next room, directly contradicted the narrative of a sudden home invasion. Investigators also uncovered motive. A former girlfriend revealed messages showing Matthew intended to leave Caitlin and start a new life. A coworker explained his frustration centered on property and finances. He feared losing the Hanahan house in a divorce and had explored online what typically happens to real estate if a spouse unexpectedly dies. The pieces fit together. Caitlin's removal allowed Matthew to retain the home, avoid legal complications, and pursue a new relationship, all without financial consequence. Interrogation and forensic reports dismantled Matthew's story. Officers asked how he had chased intruders when the front door was found locked from the inside. How had they exited without leaving a trace? He stammered, then claimed the intruders were phantoms. Experts presented shallow, controlled cuts inconsistent with a violent struggle, and the absence of gunpowder residue contradicted claims of close-quarters combat. The final nail came from his own search history. Read aloud, phrases like, "how to fake a robbery," and "lethal dose of cyanide," left him silent, an unspoken admission of guilt. From the first shot to the call to emergency services, Matthew Speck's actions were deliberate. In the darkness, he waited until Caitlin slept, retrieved a weapon, and fired at her in the upstairs bedroom. Bailey May, loyal and unsuspecting, was killed beside her owner. Only then did Matthew stage the home to resemble a break-in, sparing valuables while creating a false narrative of intruders. Finally, he inflicted superficial wounds on himself, practiced in front of a mirror, before calling emergency services as daylight crept into the neighborhood. The trial in November 2024 left no room for ambiguity. Prosecutors presented forensic pathologists, ballistics experts, and cyber specialists, demonstrating that every aspect of Matthew's account was fabricated. Testimony from his coworker and former girlfriend outlined financial and emotional motives. Attempts to question the quality of nearby security footage only reinforced the state's case. After 5 days of testimony, the jury focused on the contradiction at the heart of the case. Matthew's claim of chasing intruders through a house physically locked from the inside. Deliberations were brief. The verdict was clear. Guilty on all counts, including premeditated homicide, cruelty toward an animal, and unlawful use of a firearm. Caitlin's family sat quietly, grief mingled with relief that justice had been served. Judge Deidre Jefferson handed down the maximum sentence. Matthew Speck received life imprisonment without parole, plus 10 additional years, ensuring he could never benefit from his crime. The Eagle Landing home, by law, was transferred to Caitlin's heirs. In the end, every calculated move, from the earliest internet searches to the final emergency call, was exposed, leaving no room for doubt. Caitlin Speck and Bailey May, though taken too soon, found peace in the certainty of truth. Their story remains a stark reminder that even carefully staged deception cannot outmatch the power of forensic science and thorough investigation. In the quiet streets of Eagle Landing, their memory endures, a testament to the fragility of trust, the danger of hidden motives, and the unyielding reach of justice.